Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Monday, October 8th at about 6:30 p.m. The roller coaster of the negotiations with North Korea hit a new peak after Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's visit to Pyongyang and his meeting with Kim Jong-un, especially when compared to the last time he visited. Then, the North Koreans were clearly unhappy, describing Pompeo's demands as gangster-like. But after a letter from Kim to President Trump and Trump declaring his love for Kim last week, the Pompeo visit seemed to be a love fest as well, described as productive and wonderful by the North Koreans. Trump talking about love for Kim and the North Koreans calling anything wonderful makes me feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Pompeo said Kim is ready to allow international inspectors into his nuclear and missile testing sites. That's something that had been a big sticking point. Pompeo also said both sides were close to agreeing on the details for a second summit between Trump and Kim. Given the history of North Korean diplomacy, I'm not holding my breath for real denuclearization, but these are certainly hopeful signs. On the other hand, Kim is meeting soon with the Chinese and the Russians, so he may be playing all the superpowers off each other for his maximum benefit. The North Korean regime has often been called crazy, but the reality is that it is crazy like a fox. The White House schizophrenia surrounding Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein took another twist today when Rosenstein flew with Trump on board Air Force One to a convention of the International Chiefs of Police in Orlando. By all accounts, they got along great. So Rosenstein isn't likely to be fired, at least not before the midterms. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh is about to have a big ceremonial swearing in at the White House. It will be a big TV production where Trump is expected to claim that putting Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch on the Supreme Court are two of his crowning achievements. The White House and Republicans are using the Kavanaugh confirmation battle as a rallying cry for the midterms. It does seem to have increased enthusiasm on the GOP side, but Democrats are also using it to fuel their supporters. We'll see who would help more in a few weeks. Man-made and natural disasters are also in the headlines. A horrible limo accident in upstate New York killed 20 people, including 4 sisters and some newlyweds. It is the deadliest transportation accident in the United States in almost a decade. The death toll in the Indonesia earthquake and tsunami is likely to exceed 5,000. Many of the victims may never be found. And Hurricane Michael is strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico and making a beeline for the Florida Panhandle. The forecast says it will make landfall as a major hurricane. If that weren't enough, it will still be a tropical storm when it hits the Carolinas. That's about the last thing they need after the devastation caused by Florence last month. In our alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media, bias rears its ugly head in many ways. One way that doesn't get much attention is with the use of chyrons, the subtitles on your screens. Using them to support opinions on opinion shows is understandable, but on news shows? Here's an example from today. During a so-called news show on CNN, the chyron said Mitch McConnell's hypocrisy on filling a Supreme Court vacancy. That's blatant opinion. No doubt, McConnell is singing a different tune than what he sang during the Obama nomination of Merrick Garland, but McConnell argues that there is a difference. It shouldn't be up to news organizations to deem something hypocritical. They should present the facts, raise the questions, and let viewers decide. I don't mean to pick on CNN, but I do watch them more than the competition, Fox or MSNBC, mostly because CNN tends to be quicker with breaking news. But I tried to find biased chyrons on Fox over 2 hours on shows that were news and not opinion without success. I'll keep my eye out. We'll have all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. Please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.